The number one question we get is, how do we find new donors? And I'm going to share a tried and true strategy of how to find new donors fast. I've used these techniques and strategies to help many nonprofits find many new donors and raise tens of millions of dollars over the last 25 years. But if you don't know where to start, you have no idea what to do first. But there's one surefire way to find new donors, and I'm going to lay it out in this video step by step. And if you follow these steps over the next few months, you should gain 50, 200, or more new donors. Now, are you going to turn these donors into 5, 6, 7, or even 8-figure donors overnight? Absolutely not. That's going to take time and intention. Yet last year alone, using these very techniques, it helped me and my team raise over $10 million, and in a very small inner city market. And every year we add between 100 to 250 new donors to our donor database, and at the $1,000 and above giving range. Is that something that would help your organization? And these techniques are so easy, you're going to say, is that all I have to do? Yet, as you know, in life, the simplest things are often the most effective. If you find value in this video, I want you to know I'm on a mission to help as many nonprofit fundraisers, volunteers, and professionals meet and exceed their goals, which in turn will help make this world a better place for us all. And you can help me on this mission by hitting the like button and the subscription bell to be notified every time I upload a new video every week. So this is how this video is going to go down. 1, I'm going to show you the best way of how to find new donors. 2, I'm going to show you the actual logistics involved. 3, I'm going to show you how to not ask for money. And 4, I'm going to show you how to follow up. And finally, I'm going to show you how to start all over again. You ready? Let's do this. The number one way to find and attract new donors is to get a volunteer to host a friendraiser in their home. It's not acquisition mailings where you buy potential donors from a mailing list and hopefully they will donate to your organization even though they've never heard of you. And it's not putting on these mega events with hundreds of people trying to raise 6 and 7-figure dollars. And it's not even combing through like organizations' annual reports looking for names to add to your database. Trust me, many of my clients have done many of these things to very little effect. Yet after 25 years in the industry, fundraising, I have yet to come across anything more effective than a salon having small friendraisers in donors' homes. We call those salons. Now, what exactly is a salon? A salon is a small event, as I said, in a volunteer's home with between 20 and 40 people, including staff. It's a small, intimate gathering where supporters and potential supporters have the opportunity to learn about the organization or develop a deeper relationship. There are light hors d'oeuvres and drinks served. A salon is focused on friend raising. It's designed to find new donors and deepen relationships of some of the donors in the area, as opposed to a fundraising event, which is designed to, you guessed it, raise funds. Now you're probably wondering, who attends the salon? Friends and supporters of the organization, potential supporters, clients of the organization, people that are served by the organization, staff, administrators, and volunteers. You're probably wondering, how long is a salon? It's only 2 hours. 1 hour mingling. The second hour, you start the program, which lasts only 15 minutes, and then the last 45 minutes is mingling. Very simple. You're also probably wondering, logistically, who does what? The nonprofit organization develops their donor list in that local area. They also integrate the host's mailing list with their mailing list. They also draft and mail the invitations. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how to receive a free template on a draft invitation letter. The nonprofit organization also does the follow-up calls for the RSVP, tracks the RSVP and lets the host know what the potential numbers are. The nonprofit also invites staff, administrators, and volunteers, and clients, creates the name tag and the agenda, manages the 15-minute program, and brings the video, the organization's video, to the event. Now, the host develops a family, friend, and colleague mailing list and then sends it to the nonprofit organization so they can merge the list. They provide the hors d'oeuvres and drink. They, of course, provide their home, and they make sure there's access to a video monitor to play the DVD. And you're probably wondering how effective these are. And a few years ago, we put on a friendraiser, a salon, at one of our volunteers' home. And it was really nice. About 40 people showed up. People were into the message, and they got the mission of the organization of what it was we were trying to do. They really liked the success that we were having. Now, at the end of the event, we were wrapping up and cleaning up, and the host turned to me. I believe I was carrying a chair or something, and said, "Paul, how much money did we raise this evening?" And I shrugged my shoulders and said, I think about $5,000 or something. And she turned and looked at me in abject horror and said, "Paul, I could have just written you a check for $5,000. Heck, the food could have cost $5,000 if I wanted it to." She said, "Next time I'll just send you a check." And I said, I appreciate you sending a check, and, we'll always cash your check as a nonprofit. But I think perhaps you asked me the wrong question. Maybe you should have asked me is how much money have we raised since the last time you did the event at your home, and what those donors have done since then and what they've done up until now. And so you did your first event about 2 years ago, and those donors has given the organization over $350,000. Not to mention, we've added about 50 to 75 new donors, not even counting tonight, into our database. I have to tell you, you have made a significant impact on our organization. And the host, she looked at me and teared up, and I could see she got emotional. These events are more impactful than you know. Trust me. When I tell you this is the best way to find new donors, I mean it. And it also is the best way to find higher level donors. Assume you ask one of your volunteers who has a very nice home. Say it's a $2 million home. The people that she invites to that event, they are likely have $2 million homes themselves, as well as the donors that you invite in that area. So donors are coming in, not writing you necessarily $25, $50, or even $100 checks. They're writing $1,000 checks and above on the average. It's extremely effective. And not only that, you deepen the relationship with the volunteer who had the event in their home. As I mentioned, the agenda is super simple as well. Here's a little rundown of the agenda. As I mentioned before, the guests mingle for about an hour, and at the beginning of the second hour is when the program starts for about 15 minutes. That starts out with the host thanking everybody for attending and then talking about why the organization is important to them. After that, the president or the board chair will then speak about an overall view of the organization. Then after that, we have the clients speak about the organization and how important it is and how it impacts their lives. Finally, the fundraising officer will talk about the needed funds to the organization. Again, this is not a fundraiser, but you're giving the overall picture of the gap of the funds. That's what's needed by the organization to support. But what the fundraiser does is he or she asks them to come and visit the facilities. That's the goal. So you have two goals. One is to get their names into the donor database. The second goal is to get them down to the facility to see what it is their impact will do to the organization. And usually the last 45 minutes, the attendees will mingle and get to know the clients and the board chair, the president, and the staff of the organization. It's really quite a fun event. In fact, salons are so simple and easily done. We've often done 2 on the same day. So if you plan to have a salon every 30 days for the next 4 months, you can add between 50 and 250 new donors to your donor database, not to mention donors that are capable of coming in at a higher level between 4 and 5 figure donations. Now, the follow-up after the salon, you should write the host a handwritten letter from either you, the fundraising officer, or the president or the board chair of the organization, letting them know they've made a significant difference in the organization by hosting that event. You also want to make sure you thank all of the attendees at the event. You want to send them notes, either handwritten, or you want to send them form letters that are sort of written up for each individual. Often we will get the host to schedule a sort of tour to the school. So it's like a salon part 2 where she invites everybody to come down to the school and as a group to tour the school. But you can do it either way. The most effective way, however, is to get individuals to come down together because you're able to engage smaller groups or, 1 or 2 individuals or couples. So you really want to try to get them down individually if you can. However, group tours are effective as well. And after you've gauged their interest, you make the ask. Easy peasy. As promised, if you'd like an invitation draft letter, email me at info@wearenfm.com. That's info@wearenfm.com. And please be sure to like and subscribe and check back next week for a new video on nonprofit fundraising. And if you know someone that might be able to benefit from this video, please share this with them. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video and help me with my mission to make the world a better place. And finally, in the comments below, let me know some of your tried and true methods of finding new donors. And let me know what you'd like me to cover next time. Have a great day.